drug abuse. It's just like the opiate problem. It's just like anything fucking thing else. It could fucking... you and I both know people who have lost their fucking lives gambling. Okay? You've seen people in pool halls. You see how they get, Joe Rogan. Yeah. There's no difference in the drug addict and the gambling addict. Not at all. No difference.
It's just as scary, too, because they're conscious. It's like if you see the drug addict, you see him, he's shooting up or whatever it is, and you see him fainting, you go, oh, that poor bastard. But when you see a guy who's fully in the grips of gambling, trying to figure out how to get his money back, and he's all jazzed up with adrenaline, he doesn't understand why.
See, there's gamblers like Michael Jordan, then there's gamblers like Joey Diaz. There's gamblers who have the means to gamble. And that is a fucking killer also.
Like a Michael Jordan.
Like a Michael Jordan. Right. And I'm not saying nothing bad about Michael Jordan. These are just accusations that you hear that he even bets on his own one-on-one basketball games. Like he was very competitive.
Oh, yeah.
But not how Joey Diaz was doing it. Not how people...
Charles Barkley lost nearly $30 million gambling, it says.
Yeah. Dog.
Jesus, Charles.
Joey.
Damn, how much money does Charles Barkley has?
How many people did you grow up with that were like Joey Diaz? Now that have the means that were 19 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, and one night they put a 10-time bet in on a fucking Knick game and they won $50. When you're 19, $50 is a lot of fucking money.
That's a lot of fucking money.
So now you think you got the world by the balls, so you do it again on Friday, Saturday, and now you enter this world, Joe Rogan, that gets dark. It's instead of the drug addiction or the alcohol addiction, every morning you wake up like, is today my lucky day? It's like the people who go to the 7-Eleven every day and you're trying to just get a pack of rolling papers. You're just in a rush. You just left jiu-jitsu. You just want rolling papers and water. And there's a guy in front of you, and he's telling you, give me 368s, 464s, and this poor fucking whatever gives him 20 lottery tickets, and it's $118. This is what this guy's doing every day, 7 fucking days a week, my friend. And he might be winning $200 a fucking week, but every week he's getting deeper and deeper into a fucking hole because in your mind you think today's your lucky day. And it's never your luck. I was in that hole when I was 19, dog. And I saw a friend lose $80,000 when you're 18 years old and he had to get 3 jobs. And I never really fucked with that again. I learned that addiction. That shit left my world early. You know who's a degenerate loser gambler?
Who?
John Gotti. He won it because they brag.
Right.
That's their conversation.
How much they made,
you
how much
have
they
no
lost.
Get away from me. You have no fucking idea. If I had fucking Michigan in the hook, I would have made 30,000. They lose 80, 90, 200,000 a weekend. The system is designed to bury the degenerate gambler. Like from August 15th.
Look at this. John Gotti's secret obsession that waged 600 bets in Scrabble and a $3,000 Monopoly buy-in.
You have no idea, guys. With the degeneracy, for like 7 months, I played this fucking ugly game, Joe, that I would start. I knew the action. I knew that you had to bet on Monday nights and try to win. And you know what? I lost every week. And all these people who sell you information, listen, Art Schlietzer played the fucking game and lost. Pete Rose bet and lost. Even Michael Jordan bet and lost.
Yeah.
There's rumors that that's why he was asked to play baseball for a few years because it was a cover-up. Again, I did not write this. This is just things I hear on the road. Everybody has a fucking... Bro, gambling grabs you fucking weird, bro.
Weird.
And it grabbed me for a long time. I kept thinking that was the day. And I kept betting 40-timers.
What's up, Jamie?
If they had a problem playing Scrabble, they would call up the Parker Brothers hotline like mobsters would to dispute the rules and have them explain what was going on.
What's the fucking rule? Laminkia is a word.
He's playing Monopoly.
Staminkia is a word, Joe. Staminkia is not a word. Staminkia is a word. Wiki dude. He told me. I saw Staminkia. That's why they were getting to arguments.
About
garbage man.
Shit. What's a real word?
Garbage man, cafe,
Oh, my God.
No, gambling is a fucking nightmare. And once you get caught in the web and Joe Rogan shuts me down. Then I start putting bets with Jamie. And then pretty soon I start fucking dipping into accounts. And pretty soon, now you're done. Now you get forced into a bad hand.
I told you that I was a backer on the road for a while, my friend Johnny B. When I started making money doing stand-up, I'd put together a little bankroll, and me and him would go places and gamble. And he would win or lose. You know, sometimes he'd win, sometimes he'd lose. But it was just being in action. It was fun. You know, that kind of gambling. Like, I was never good enough to, like, play those guys, but I could play, like, people that were, like, my level, and you'd bet, like, $20, or maybe if you want to get crazy, bet, like, $50. I never bet, like, a lot of money gambling on pool, but it makes you think more. It makes you play, like, way more serious. It's good for your game. And if you can have a friendly sparring partner that you play, like, friendly games, like maybe a race to 7 for $20. So it's cost you probably in any city pool halls. I don't know what the rate is per hour, but they got to be like at least $20
All right,
an
once
hour.
once and for all, I want you to break it down for me. I walk into a pool hall with Jamie.
Yeah.
I got 10 G's cash in my pocket. Jamie's my main man. How do I exactly make money? And why is it that the people in the room pass money around? And how does that money get dispersed?
It's real simple. Everybody puts, like you put in, I'm in for 100.
Jamie's my boy.
Like, it depends on who's putting it together, because they might decide to just pool in all their money. Like, everybody put in on one side, pool in money, and, you know, and back this guy. Or they might be betting on the side. They might not even be playing the game. There's always side bets. Side bets are probably more, like, if you had a bet, if you had like a big pool game, right, there used to be a place called, what is it, West End Billiards, I think, in New Jersey. West End. I think it was called, see if you find West End Billiards. It was a world famous pool hall. We would take the drive from New York to go down to New Jersey to this famous pool hall that would have these like serious high-level professionals play there. And real high-level hustlers from all over the country would go there for big money games. You could go there and watch people play for $5,000, $10,000. I mean, the best in the world would be there all the time. I got to play against some of the best in the world. They killed me, but I got to play against them. Like real good guys. You just enter the tournament. Say if you and I are in the tournament and you are Efren Reyes, like the greatest of all time, or Earl Strickland, or Johnny Archer, and I'm just Joe Rogan. I barely could play. It doesn't matter. I put my money up. I enter the tournament. I can play against you. Unless it's a huge, like, where you have to get invited.
So now does Joey Diaz come on the side and go, listen, I'm putting 3-1 odds on this?
Sure, some people definitely do.
So that's a side bet.
Yes, side bets all over
I don't
the place.
know how the pool.
I got $100 on Archer. You know, oh, you've never seen this Diaz kid play. I got 100 on Diaz, and dudes will go, I'll take that, and then you just work it out, and everybody works it out. But when sometimes guys will get together and back somebody too. Like say if you got like a friend that's a really good player, and this guy's coming in from out of town, and he wants to take a crack at him. And go, well, he wants to play $100 sets. Okay, and then you have to think, how many barrels do we have? You pool all your money together. Okay, we got 4 barrels. That means if he wants to play sets, we can lose 4 times. So you have to be able to lose a couple, gain a couple. Like if you're going to really play a guy out, these guys would play 10, 12 hours. They would keep going back and forth and back and forth. It's crazy. Like I've seen guys, and you would see them the next day, they'd still be playing. You'd go there in the morning, they'd be playing all through the night. I don't know what the fuck they were on. Most likely some sort of amphetamines. That was a big thing in the pool world for a while. Guys would just break each other with gambling. It would be about who quits. It wouldn't be about who won. It's very rarely about you would be frowned upon highly if you left on top. Say if you're ahead by $500 and you want to quit me, and I'm still ready to keep playing. I still got more money, man. Let me win my money back. If you just walked away, nope, I've got what I wanted. I'm going to leave now. Like that would be you'd be what's called bad action.
Well, guys, I got 2 kids. I got to get up at 7 and go.
Shouldn't be out in a pool hall, motherfucker. With 2 kids, you're not playing that kind of pool. There ain't nobody with 2 kids playing that level pool in pool halls, like gambling and hustling.
There's a pool hall.
Maybe now there are. There's actually a few guys. I take that back. There's a few guys with kids that are top of the food chain.
There's a pool hall a mile from my house. Whenever I go into Hollywood now, I can't do Laurel Canyon no more, so I got to go the long way. And I get off on Victory just to see it fucking always filled with degenerates. I'm petrified to pull in there.
Those places were home to me.
You know which one I'm talking about, right? Next to the strip
Yeah.
club. Is that a good one?
Is that on
Victory.
Victory?
Right when you exit there, there's a strip club right next to a pool hall.
Well, I know the only good one in this area. Well, I shouldn't say the only good one. The only good one I know of is House of Billiards in Sherman Oaks, like this area.
Have you been
That
on?
place is great.
You've been on the 101. Have you seen what that place is? That where you took me there a couple times to eat. We did comedy there. Remember Hollywood Billiards? You took me there on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
It's fucking a building.
What is it now?
I go there next time.
What does it look like?
I don't, Joe. Next time I drove by and I was like, oh my God, that used to be. We did comedy there.
Dude, we did
Joe
comedy
took
there.
me to eat there with Ari a couple times.
We played pool there a bunch of times.
A bunch of times.
That place was great.
It's fucking done. That whole area is completely different.
That's where I met Crazy Max Eberly.
Really?
Yeah, that dude can play some fucking pool.
Woo! So when you play Max Epley, how much do I have to put up? Can I still put up 1-to-1?
Yeah, I would get tortured. You would have to bet like that I would go to. You're never going to bet on me. Like a guy like Max Eberly, he's top of the food chain as far as his technique and delivery. He could win a world championship tournament, like legitimately. He's that good. I have no chance. Like if we play 12 games, I might win a couple. I might get lucky and win a few. Maybe I'll win 4. He's going to win way more. He's going to get to 12 for sure, quicker. It'd be a terrible bet. The bet would be how many games do I get to? That would be the bet. If you say you'll never get past 3, because a guy like Max Abley can run 10 racks in a row, and I'm not exaggerating. I've seen him do it. Blam, breaks, runs 10 racks in a row, and to the point where you're sitting there. He did it in Vegas. We were all hanging out. I think it was, man, was it Ari? I forget who came with me.
Actually, you guys are going to the Italian place.
Yes, that place was amazing, and
It's
that's where
done.
exactly where
It's done,
Max was playing. He would break and run out on guys, and they would just get frustrated. They'd be like, "What the fuck, man?" They just didn't get to shoot. We watched him. He was gambling some guy, and when the set was over, the guy was just pissed off because Max just wouldn't miss. It was crazy. Just watch him. He's playing a guy that really just wanted to take a chance and play like a top of the food chain guy, and he gambled with him. But just watching the difference between a kid who can play a little pool is pretty good versus a world championship caliber pool player. They're so precise. Like his technique is so clean and his angles are perfect and he's just effortlessly moving the cue ball on the table to where he wants it. He sees clusters and problems way in advance and breaks them up. It's so high level. That's my boy. That's Max Alberly. He taught me how to play pool. Not that I didn't already play it before I met him, but he taught me how to play it way better, way better. He made my game way more technical. He was explaining things that I was just guessing before, and he was explaining what was wrong with my approach and like what's a better way to do it. He's a wizard when it comes to technique.
Now, he can make a living going from pool hall to pool hall, or no way, because he's that good.
Well, he's an artist too. Fortunately for Max, he makes pretty cool artwork. Like a lot. See, some of it's probably on his Instagram
I
page.
thought he did pool cues or something.
No.
Who's
Max.
our friend that does pool cues? Who does pool cues? Somebody along the way said he makes like fucking 8G pool cues, ivory.
Eric Crisp. That's my boy Eric from
There
Sugar
you go.
Tree.
Somewhere,
Sugar Tree.
somebody.
That's what I play with. I play with his cue. His cue is he's a wizard, man. He's a guy who's like really into like the grains of woods. He's really into like patterns, and he thinks of like to him wood is like mesmerizing. He finds like the most beautiful pieces of wood and combines them together, and they have to have a certain harmonic frequency. Like he drops them on the cement floor, just like dink, dink. Like he wants to hear a certain sound from the wood, otherwise he won't use it. He's like finding logs on the side of the highway and shit and recognizing some weird hardwood that no one's ever used before, and he cuts it up and makes a cue out of it. He's a wizard. Like his cues are, and he doesn't give a fuck. He makes as many as he wants. Sometimes he don't make them for a while. Makes them for his friends. Won't let me pay for one. I have to pay for everything just to not feel terrible. He's like the nicest guy ever.